Hello and welcome to the Animals Naturally podcast. I'm Suzanne and founder of the internationally respected online resource at taranet.co.uk, dedicated to helping increase awareness of holistic therapies and natural approaches to caring for animals of all sizes and types. In this episode, learn more about how raw feeding may help your cat's health. You may have heard of raw feeding for dogs, or you may not have heard of it at all, or not for cats at least. But why should you consider feeding your cat a raw, meaty bones diet? I'm going to talk you through an article from a leading veterinarian called Dr Tom Lonsdale. This features on my natural pet health blog at taranet.co.uk, which is reprinted with his permission. So did you know that your cat is a direct descendant of the wild cats roaming the deserts and oases of North Africa and the Highlands of Scotland? For optimum health, your pet needs a diet of whole carcasses of other animals, fish, birds and insects. Fortunately, the pragmatic, available and affordable option of raw meaty bones comes to the rescue. Pet ferrets, who are descendants of European polecats, can be fed a raw meaty bones diet too. But did you also know 60% of cats are considered to be overweight or obese? Obesity is a prevalent health issue amongst cats, with an estimated 60% of cats in the United States, for example, being considered to be overweight or obese, according to the Association for Pet Obesity Prevention. This number has been steadily increasing in recent years, and it's expected that this trend will continue. Obesity in cats can lead to a number of health problems such as diabetes, joint issues, and decreased life expectancy. It's important for cat owners to monitor their cat's weight and provide them with a healthy raw meaty bones-based diet. Feeding junk food, especially kibble, made available 24 hours, and the lack of physical activity are the main factors that contribute to feline obesity. And did you also know a large proportion of cats have some form of dental disease? Dental disease, including periodontal disease, is a common health issue amongst cats, with an estimated 70 to 85% of cats over the age of 3 having some form of dental disease. According to the American Veterinary Dental College, dental disease is the most frequently diagnosed health problem in cats. Periodontal disease is an infection of the tissues that surround and support the teeth, and if left untreated can lead to both tooth loss and also damage to other parts of the body, such as the cat's heart and kidneys. This is a serious concern. If your cat has been fed commercial products, whether cooked or raw, it's likely affected by gum disease. A raw meaty bones diet prevents the condition. However, before commencing a raw meaty bones diet, it may be beneficial to have a prior dental examination and treatment. And absolutely, you should, before drastically changing your cat's diet, it's always a good idea to speak to your veterinarian first to make sure they're happy, which is vital if your cat is already on some kind of medication or other treatment plan. So how would you start your cat on a raw meaty bones diet? Well, kittens and some adult cats instinctively recognise wholesome natural food the first time it's offered to them. But unfortunately, the great majority of adult cats, when first started on a raw meaty bones diet, tend to be less than enthusiastic and need some coaxing. Making the change can be a tricky business, and we need to get a good grasp of the task at hand. Do you rattle the packet before pouring the fishy pellets into a bowl? What do you say when your cat comes running? Maybe your cat seldom stirs except to nibble on the kibble sitting in the bowl 24 hours a day. Maybe your cat is there as soon as you open the fridge door and is there as soon as you start opening the food. Feeding rituals differ for cats and for people, but timing, taste, texture, sight, sound and smell all play a part. Your cat is likely quite addicted to the routine, and you as the carer have grown accustomed to ways of feeding your cat that work best for you too. If your cat is young and healthy, you can start making the change. But however, if your cat is overweight, suffers from dental or other medical problems, then as I said, you will need to first speak to your vet first before you embark on a diet change. And it's also worth bearing in mind that if your cat is obese, is overweight, then don't suddenly drastically cut the diet, because that can be dangerous. So work with your cat to make the change. Stop having 24-hour access to the food is the first essential step. Start having a routine. So your cat will synchronise with this and will all line up and realise actually, right, it gets to a certain time of the day and that's when my food's going to arrive. And then switching to the natural food is something you can really get into a habit of quite easily, really, in the sense that hungry cats are always more willing to sniff, lick, and ultimately eat new foods. So by not having other food available all the time, and just start feeding your cat a couple of times a day or so, then they'll actually realise I want to come and be fed, so I'll have a look at what's been put down for me. It's a good idea to settle on one meat, so rather than confusing your cat by start feeding a variety of different flavoured meats, and it's important not to consider our own human attitudes, because obviously we don't, as humans, want necessarily to eat the same food all the time, every day, several times a day. So we can think, oh, why would our cat want to do that? But actually, our cats and our animals don't generally think like that. They're quite happy if they like something, they'll keep eating it. So settle on meat. So look at the chicken perhaps, and the taste and the texture are two things your cat's going to accept. So chop a few strips of chicken meat and cover with your cat's regular food. Over successive days, feed less of the food your cat was on and more of the raw meat. So gradually do a swapping over, a bit of both for the time being. When the raw meat is accepted, try increasing the size of the pieces until chicken necks and wings replace the chopped chicken. Other tricks involve slightly searing the meat in a pan or under the grill. You can try mixing canned fish juices with the meat or dusting it with powdered kibble. Remember, it is not something we're going to eat ourselves, and we must not impose our view on what it looks like on the cat, because the cat's probably going to think it's fantastic. You can try also tying a chicken wing on a string and playing a game of pounce and catch. If you own several cats, they can compete with and learn from each other. Perseverance pays. Being regular and methodical and being patient is key. 10 days is usually sufficient time to switch the diet of a difficult cat. It's best to let your cat become an accomplished chicken eater before introducing other foods such as quail, rabbit, fish, or similar food items to the diet. When you do that, a further round of patience and trickery may then be needed. So that is advice on introducing a raw meaty bones diet for your cat from Dr Tom Lonsdale, and I'll put the link to his website in the show notes. Dr Tom Lonsdale has been campaigning tirelessly for over 30 years to hold pet food companies accountable for their actions and to raise awareness around the importance of feeding pets high quality, healthy, raw meaty bones. I hope you found that useful. For this article on my blog and information on other natural approaches to animal health and care, then do visit my website at taranet.co.uk. Thank you for listening, and until next time, goodbye.